I do keep saying it. I try to do these videos a day later than the match. I don't like to do instant match videos because I get so emotional. So I try to keep it reasonable and try to be a little bit sensible and look at the positives and so on. But I've got to tell you, I'm still fuming. I'm still fuming from that game yesterday. I just despair with it, you know. And for Mourinho to say he was proud of the players, they gave everything and all the rest of it. I don't know what match he was watching, but it certainly weren't the same match that I was watching. And to be honest with you, it's getting to the point where I'm becoming numb to the result. You know, you kind of go, you know what's going to happen, and that's it. And it's getting to a point where you kind of go, just want the season to be over. Just want it to be finished. I've had enough, you know. And then what happens today? Season ticket renewal. What do you do? What do you do? It's taken me absolute years to get a season ticket. So if I give it up now, I'll never get another one. And it won't send a message to the club, because all that'll happen is they'll just give it to the next person on the list and the next person on the list. And someone will take it, someone will pay the money for it. So ultimately all I'm doing is hurting myself, not hurting the club. And I don't want to hurt the club because I love the club. But it makes you feel like that. It really does make you feel like it. And you see interviews with Sonny, and you see the pain in his face, and you think to yourself, you know, it must be killing him as much as it's killing me. But this team is just not good enough. It just don't feel good enough. Defensively, we seem to be all over the place. Still tinkering every match with a different centre-back pairing. And it's just not working. You know, they switch off and it just, I just thought it was a really, really poor display again. Second half. Yes, the first half was better. It was better. But it doesn't mean it was any good just because it was better than the second half, because the second half was appalling. So, you know, I just despair with it, to be honest with you. I think there's a few bits and pieces to pick out of it. You know, the foul on Son, was it weak? Yes. Did he overreact to it? Yeah. Is it normal in today's football for that to happen? Yeah, it is. You know, whether you like it or not, that's what happens. You know, you hit a player in the face, even if it's with your fingernail, they are going to go down. And they're going to go down because they want the ref to see it. They want the ref to take action. And it's a bit of shithousery. But it always happens. And it's getting more and more and more. So when McTominay hits Son in the face, he's going to go down. Of course he's going to go down. The player had already been booked. He's got a yellow card. So why would he not go down? So the ref then looks at it. He sees it. He sees it as a foul. If he'd have seen it in real time, he'd have given it as a foul. So therefore, the goal that came after it is irrelevant. Great goal, by the way, but it's irrelevant. Doesn't make any difference. So, you know, I don't see the argument about it that people are putting in. And it's exactly the same, to a certain extent, to the Lamella one. In fact, I think Lamella actually hit the fella more in the throat than in the face. So, you know, you kind of look at it and go, well, you know, what goes around comes around. These things happen. The only way you're going to stop it is to stop it consistently across the board. But we all know referees, VAR, all that kind of malarkey just doesn't do it. And Roy Keane can sit there and go, oh, you know, that's pathetic. And Mika Richards can say, oh, I don't recognise the game anymore. Well, I don't recognise the game anymore. I don't recognise it for years from the game that I used to watch. It's not the same. You know, I hate players going down all the time. I hate the constant stop-start with fouls for this, that and the other, and the fact that you can't touch anybody. I hate all that. It's rubbish. It's not football. But it is the football of today. And you have to then, you know, like the bits that you do see, you know, that are benefits to football, you know, in terms of the passing ability and all that kind of stuff that you didn't see years ago. You know, it was all long ball in the air and all the rest of it. So, you know, you take it as it is. In terms of Sonny's goal, I thought Lucas, fantastic. You know, to think about passing that and getting that right, I thought was great. I didn't think Lucas had a particularly bad game. I thought he did all right. But unfortunately, yet again, all we can see is Harry Kane carrying that team. He's just carrying it, you know, from the back to the front. You know, everything that happens through Kane. So, you know, he's getting to a point where you can see that he's going to get frustrated, he's going to get pissed off, and he's going to think to himself, what's the point? What's the point in carrying on with this? You know, because the club and the team don't seem to be progressing. You know, for me, yesterday, watching it, the most disappointing thing, I think, was the lack of intensity and the lack of passing ability. You know, we couldn't pass a ball from one player to another. It was just frustrating. You know, Manchester United, and I've got to be honest, as much as it's painful to say it, Manchester United were the better team. They played better, they passed better, they pressed better, they moved quicker. So they deserved the win. They deserved the win. They played really well, and I can't take it away from them. But then if you allow teams to pass the ball, if you allow teams that movement, then they're going to punish you. And it's just so frustrating and so annoying when you look back, you know, 2 or 3 seasons to the passing that we used to do, you know, and the press that we used to have. It's just gone. And the only person you can blame for that, unfortunately, is the manager. You know, it feels like he's taken us backwards. We just don't seem to be progressing at all. And the style of football we're playing, you know, is designed to win you matches, to make you hard to beat. We're not hard to beat. We are not hard to beat. Teams are coming at us now. It's like the Newcastle team. They came at us because they knew that this is Tottenham. Steve Bruce only had to say, look, this is Tottenham. They're shipping goals all over the place. You've got nothing to lose here. Everyone thinks you're going to lose anyway, so you've got nothing to lose. Get yourselves out there and get right at them. Because if you get right at them and keep pressure, their mentality, as in Spurs' mentality, will start to crack and they'll start to panic, which is exactly what we do. We sit back, we hold back, we try to soak it up, but we haven't got the players to do that in that defence. You know, I just don't see it. I just don't see us. So, you know, you can stomach poor football if you're winning games, but when you're not winning games, it becomes even worse, and you see it even worse than you do when you're winning. So, of course, Mourinho is going to come under more and more pressure, you know. And listen, I want him to succeed. I want him to succeed because I want trophies. I want us to get in the top 4. I want us to be a good club, to get somewhere. But absolutely at the moment, it feels like we've got to rip the whole team apart and start again. That's how it feels. Because something is absolutely wrong there. Something's wrong. When you've got teams like West Ham who are doing so well and playing so well with players who you wouldn't swap hours with, let's be honest, you know, they're doing great things. And you can't take that away from them. You know, I've got West Ham supporting family, you know, and it pains me that they are doing so well. But they are, with a team that you wouldn't swap your players for. So it just shows what you can do with a bit of heart and a bit of passion, you know, as opposed to not seemingly giving a shit, you know? I don't know. You can tell, you know, I'm still emotional over it. I can't get to a point where I can look at the positives from that game, because I don't think there was any. I don't feel like there was any positives from it at all. I feel like it was a really poor game. We played really poorly. The second half got even worse, and no one, apart from probably Son and apart from Kane, who really looked like they give a toss. That's really how it feels, and I'm sorry if that's wrong, but that's how I feel at the moment. I'm disappointed. I'm fed up, and so. What can you do but sit and moan about it? And I don't want to be a moaner, and I'll probably get more views of this video because I'm moaning than I do on any other video, to be honest, because people like to see you, like opposing fans like to see you moaning and in pain. So, maybe, but I'm just, I don't know, roll on the end of the season, let's just get it out of the way. I'm not looking forward to the Carabao Cup final. Don't think we've got a chance in that, so yet again we'll be left with no silverware and no top four to look forward to, no Champions League football to look forward to. So another very, very disappointing season, worse than last season. So where do we go from here? I think Daniel Levy has got a real decision to make. Does he say, right, okay, Jose, we're going to give you everything you want, or we're going to buy every player that you really want and spend and give you the ready-made players that you need to win the trophies? Because that, for me, has always been what he's done. He's always bought quality players for now. Or is Levy going to say, no, we're going into another project where we're going to get another new young manager and rebuild the team again with this model of bringing in young talent and hoping that they're going to be the next best thing? Are they going to be the next Harry Kane? Are they going to be the next Son? Because if you look at the players that we've brought in and the money we've paid for them, for these prospects, how many of them have actually delivered? How many of them have actually turned into real successful players that are going to make a difference? Not very many. But there you go. So there's me signing off, fed up, pissed off, but still a season ticket holder because I'm scared to lose my place in the hopes of better times to come. Up the Spurs.